Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 718. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, this Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I'll be telling you what's happening this weekend here in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link right there on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page if you'd like to join me on camera. If you plan to do it in the future, you don't need like advance permission. You can just say, oh, Pat's on today. She's live today. I think I'll hop on. I've got some information. So you can do that whenever. Whenever I'm live, just click on that link and join me on camera. Hey, look who's wait, let me put on my specs. Oh yeah, share this out so that more people in Durham can find out what's going on. Okay, let me see my comment. Whoa. I can't keep up. William M. Andrews with the fist bump in 3D. Hey, William. And William is also saying good morning from Durham, North Carolina. Good morning, William. Happy to have you here. And then Dave's coming in hot, saying hello, my wonderful YouTube friends. And he's got his fist bump. 3D. About that. Okay, and then William says, and he adds a little cute little bull. I love that. It's a beautiful day in the Bull City. It's a beautiful hot day, but yes, it is a beautiful day. We'll be checking the weather in a few minutes, so yeah, for sure. So what I'm going to do now is to, I did put on my specs already, so I'm moving my keyboard out of the way, grabbing my little iPad mini. And let us go to the Let's Go calendar of events page. Now, it's Saturday, so usually I just talk about the Let's Go page. The main reason I do that is because usually on the weekend, I'm covering 2 days, and also there's far more events happening on the weekend than the weekdays. And I do want to point out, though, two things, if you don't mind. Cover story, the Durham Skywriter, durhamskywriter.com. I describe some of the fun games we used to play in the streets, the south side of Chicago. I was born in 55. Let's see, I would say in the early to mid 1960s. Lots of fun. We're talking about Red Rover, Mother May I don't know if you've even heard of these games, but they are so fun to play. And I started doing that because when I was living back in Chicago, there's a married couple that I knew, Willie and Debbie, and they said that they had just moved to their then new house, and they noticed the kids were standing around just kind of not playing. They just didn't seem to know what to do with themselves. And I noticed that too. When I moved back to Woodlawn, I noticed that the kids were just, playing like rap on the front porch and just kind of, but not playing, not really knowing what to do, seemingly. So Willie went outside and he gathered the kids around him and he taught them some of these games that are on the cover page of the Durham Skywriter. They had not heard of these games. They had so much fun. They loved it. They started ringing their doorbell asking, Debbie, can your husband come out and play? So anyway, yeah. So a lot of kids, even these days, and that was like more than 25 years ago. And I've noticed these kids out here, they don't know these games. They still don't know these games. I don't know what's going on as to why we're not passing these games down. That's what I'm trying to do. I have gotten thanks from camp counselors from Durham Parks and Recreation saying, thank you. I taught my kids these games and they're loving it. So anyway, check out the cover story. You won't regret it. Okay, another thing I want to point out, the how-to page. It's very hot nowadays. And the how-to page is all about staying safe during hot weather. And I do have some pointers on how to beat the heat. And I would very happily take some pointers from you. Send me some tips on how to beat the heat, and I'll add that to the article. But the first part of the article explains the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Both are very bad. You wouldn't wish that on anybody. But if that does happen, somewhere, somebody falls out around you, you need to know what to do. Of course, you call 911 first, but there are other things that you have to do or that you should do to make sure they stay alive. So it's nothing to play with. So check out the how-to page if you don't mind, because like I said, it is hot out. And in the past couple of weeks, I've seen 2 people just flat out on the ground. Thankfully, they were surrounded by first responders and they were being taken care of and revived. But yeah. Anyway, I've talked so much, my throat is dry now. So let's go to the Let's Go calendar of events page. And let's see my new weather app. Kaboom. How is it already 88 degrees? And Dave, you're in Texas. It must be like 98. Oh my goodness. But anyway, let me continue. I don't want to discourage anybody because life goes on. So today is the 18th. And I'm feeling bad because I missed the Men on the Move walk in Bethesda Park. I overslept. So my apologies to Joyce Page. This was her last day leading the Men on the Move walk. She is retiring next week. So I just want to give her a thumbs up, and I'm sorry I missed the walk. They do this walk, by the way, once a month, and basically it's for all men. And of course, sometimes it takes women and children to join the walk to get the man in the family to walk with them. So it is open to all, but they do talk about men's health as they're walking. Very important for men to my dad was probably very typical. He made sure we were okay, but he didn't take care of himself very well until he really needed to when he got really old. So anyway, let me continue. The Durham Farmers Market is going on right now until noon. It's in Durham Central Park, downtown, 501 Foster Street. You can park for free in the parking lot just south of the park on Foster, and then you can go just west to Morris and park in the Measurement Incorporated parking lot. So they're open until noon. We're talking fresh fruits and vegetables and free-range meats and cheeses and eggs, and it might be too late for the starter plants. I know they sometimes have starter plants too, but they might. They have some home-crafted items like soaps and honey. I don't know if it's called handcrafted, but locally produced honey. And oh, I was wondering if you're going to do that today, William, and you are doing it. Happy 10/10. Thank you, William. It's 10/10, and it is when the time is the same number. Love that. William usually does this. Now, my show usually on the weekdays is at noon, so he points out when it's 12:12. But today's Saturday, so he's pointing out that it is 10/10. Thanks, William. Appreciate that. So another thing I wanted to point out about the farmers market is that if you use SNAP, EBT, WIC, if you're living in DHA housing, you can double your money literally with the Double Bucks program. So before you go shopping, basically they want everybody to get access to fresh fruits and vegetables. They want the kids to be healthy. I lived in a right before moving to Durham, I moved back to my old neighborhood. I couldn't afford to buy a house in the neighborhood I grew up in, so I went back to the old neighborhood, which by then was a low-income area, and bought a two-flat, and noticed that the kids on the way to school, they'll be walking. Chicago is not like Durham. Durham, everybody is pretty much, how can I put it? Because of integration, all the schools are integrated, and very often, many of the kids, not all, many of the kids are bused to school. But in Chicago, you just walk to your closest school. And there are benefits, and I think there are more benefits to integration, but That's just my opinion. Anyway, but there's a few. I would say the benefit of going to your closest school is that you're closer to home. So, I mean, that's how I grew up, and I enjoyed that. But it's different when you're. Anyway, I don't want to go. Stop. And Dave is saying, love me some matching numbers. You know that's right. Indeed. So, let me continue. What was I saying? Oh, they want the kids to have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. I was only trying to point out that in Chicago, I would see the kids walking to school, eating those, those little donuts and drinking what they called juice. I haven't really seen those juices here in Durham, but they're these little tub-shaped plastic, translucent bottles, plastic bottles full of purple sugar water, and they call it juice. It's so sad. Anyway, so they want our kids to be healthy, strong and healthy, healthy and strong. So definitely stop by the manager's table before you shop and get those double bucks. Also, I was told, by the way, that the senior vouchers for the farmers markets, the winners have been chosen in the lottery, and they're supposed to pick up their vouchers next week at the Durham Center for Senior Life. I was one of the winners, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, let me continue. The South Durham Farmers Market, same deal. They also participate in the Double Bucks program. Their hours are also 8 until noon on Saturdays. The location is Hub RTP, 500 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. No worries about parking. No worries. I mean, there's nothing but parking over there at Hub RTP. No problem. Don't forget that the Durham Craft Market is also in Durham Central Park. They share the park with the Durham Farmers Market. They have the same hours. They're open until noon, and they are at the north end of the park. Okay. Oh yeah, it's too late to mention Keep Durham Beautiful's Whippoorwill Park cleanup, and it's too late to also mention the Cornwallis Road Park invasive plant removal, but I did mention that these events yesterday. Just keep in mind that pretty much every week, Keep Durham Beautiful looks for volunteers to help tidy up parks and also to help get rid of invasive plants. Ooh, it's also too late to mention, but I did mention this yesterday, Wheels Durham, 715 North Hoover Road. They do have kids roller skating lessons every Saturday from 10 until 11, just to let you know. In case you missed out on today, just know that next week you can take the young ones, ages 3 to 17. Now at Nomadas Coffee Bar, which is at 1103 South Roxborough Street, they're having something called a cake picnic. That will be from 11 until 1. It's co-hosted by Genevieve Pastry. It might be Genevieve because I've seen it pronounced both ways. But anyway, Genevieve Pastry, Lolo's Kitchen, and Lena's Bakery. So this is at Nomadas Coffee Bar, 1103 South Roxborough. I've seen people kind of get lost trying to find it. Basically, that little shopping mall collection of stores. It's not really a mall, but there's a little collection of stores on the corner of South Roxborough and Enterprise, across the street from the church, that big church. It's right across the street, those little stores. So Nomadas Coffee Bar is in there. It's at the end, the north end. So anyway, it's a free event, so check this out. So some of the area's best and most creative bakers will be bringing various cakes, and you can enjoy a slice and meet the bakers, talk about baking, and then music will be playing by the Oak City Serenaders, and that should be a really, really cute event. And of course, it's a coffee bar, so they'll have all these different really cool coffees there that you can purchase. So that's going to be going on today from 11 until 1. That's really cool. Now, Wheels Durham from 11 until 6:30. They always have all-day skate on Saturdays, but today's going to be a little special. It's National Ice Cream Month, apparently. So they will be serving ice cream sundaes. So admission for skaters is 13, and that includes the ice cream sundae. Then you can rent skates if you don't own skates. So you can rent for 6, 7 for rollerblades, and you can skate as long as you want from 11 until 6:30. That is a lot of skating. So yeah, have fun and get an ice cream sundae. How about that? Okay, now if you rather would just play it cool and just flop around and listen to music, you can do that too. I mean, it's Saturday. You don't have to be active if you don't want to. Boxyard RTP at 900 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. They're going to be featuring Foot Stomping Bluegrass by Steadfast Pine. This is the Saturdays music series from noon until 2. It's free admission, and you're saying it's hot out. And well, it's an outdoor venue, but they do have a gigantic fan, the biggest fan you've probably ever seen, overhead, keeping everybody cool. And Dave is saying, ooh, wee, to the roller skating. Yeah, skate all you want today for sure. So, oh, where was I? Yeah, so it's a free event. So you can just curl up in a chair and maybe take a book with you and or your little iPad mini or whatever and just relax. Listen to some great music. Of course, they wouldn't mind if you got up and danced. I mean, after all this bluegrass. And just enjoy yourself. Keep in mind, though, that if you get hungry or thirsty, there are restaurants all around you. And you can always make a quick purchase and maybe cool off in the restaurant and then maybe come back out and enjoy the music. And there's 2 levels, so there are eateries on the first and the second levels. Okay, now if you are struggling, you need food for your family, no worries. The Community Health Coalition, they have a food giveaway at Kyle's Temple, AME Zion Church, 409 Dunstan Avenue. That's practically on NCCU's campus. It's just off of Fayetteville Street. And that will be today from noon until 2. Bring a bag with you just in case, because sometimes they run out. Now, the North Durham Farmers Market, they're open today at the Soul Sanctuary, 1016 Old Oxford Road, and that will be from noon until 4 this afternoon. Same deal, they also take part in the Double Bucks program, where you can double your money if you're using SNAP, EBT, WIC, or you are a DHA resident. So again, that will be from noon until 4. Now, if you want to sit around in air-conditioned splendor, then you might want to head over to the Carolina Theater this afternoon because, let me tell you where they are, downtown, 309 West Morgan Street. So their retro film series will feature a screening of John Turteltaub's National Treasure, and that stars Nicolas Cage. It's from 2004, and it is rated PG. And I think it's one of those, it's like a historical mystery movie, if I'm not mistaken. So this is from 3:40, and that's a long movie, 3:40 until 6. That's an epic movie. Anyway, tickets are $12, and you can click on the first link that I provide to watch the trailer, and then if you decide, hey, I think I'll go see this movie and take the kids or whatever, then you can click on the second link and get your ticket online in advance. How about that? Don Smith and Jack Deason, they are country, folk, bluegrass storytellers. So they'll be giving a free concert at the Sacred Grounds Coffee House. That's the Christian music venue at 2700 North Roxborough Street at St. Paul United Methodist Church. The music starts at 7:30. Again, it's a free concert, and donations will be graciously accepted. Wheels Durham is not done yet because they're going to have hip-hop skate night. That's going to be tonight from 7 until 9:30 tonight. Admission for skaters is $13. You can rent skates if you don't own. you might want to invest in some skates if you plan to do a whole bunch of skating, because it's going to be a hot summer. Why not be inside skating? Why not, indeed? Now, anyone under the age of 18 has to be there with someone who is age 21 plus. They don't want a bunch of little kids skating around, I guess. So again, that's going to be hip hop skate night from 7 until 9:30. One more movie at the Carolina Theater. If you want to be out late, they're going to be showing Peter Jackson. Oh, this is the 25th anniversary screening of Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring from 2001. And this one is rated PG-13, starring Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen. So that's going to be tonight from 7 until 10. Ooh, out kind of late there. So tickets are $12. Again, have a link for the trailer and another link for the tickets. Now, let's see what's going on tomorrow, and then we'll check the weather. Keep Durham Beautiful is looking for volunteers for their Burke Street invasive plant removal session. That's going to be from 9 until 11. So everybody will meet. It says the right side of the Scrap Exchange parking lot, 2050 Chapel Hill Road in the Lakewood Shopping Center. And I think they mean right as opposed to not like right and wrong. I think they mean maybe the right side. I'm guessing it is the small parking lot, the one that is west of the Scrap Exchange. I'm guessing that because I think it would be easier to spot people standing around in that particular parking lot because it's the small one. So I'm guessing, well, if you see people standing around, you just figure that's the group. So they're going to be providing tools and gloves. Now, because this is invasive plant removal, I'm going to suggest, if you don't mind, that you wear long pants and long sleeves because you don't want to, and gloves, because you might accidentally touch some poison ivy or poison sumac or something weird. So yeah, you definitely might want to do that. So that's going to be tomorrow from 9 until 11. Don't forget your bottled water too. They're going to have Sunday morning meditation at the Shambhala Center of Durham, 733 Rutherford Street. That's right around the corner from 9th Street. And that will be from 9 until noon tomorrow. You don't have to be there all 3 hours. It's a drop-in event. And you can learn how to meditate. They can teach you how to do sitting meditation and also how to do walking meditation. Oh, and if you can't get there in person, maybe you just don't want to get dressed that early, then you can attend via Zoom in your jammies. Okay, now tomorrow there's going to be two skate sessions. Wheels Durham, again at 715 North Hoover Road. They're going to have $7 Sunday skate, so you can go at pretty much half price. So that's going to be tomorrow from 12:30 until 3. And the adults who don't plan to skate, they pay $4, and then the skaters pay $7. And you can rent if you don't own. Now there's going to be a second skate session from 3:30 until 6. So 2 skate sessions tomorrow, $7 each. The Carolina Theater of Durham, their retro film series will feature the 25th anniversary screening of Stephen Summers, or Stephen Summers. The Mummy Returns is from 2001, rated PG, and starring Brendan Fraser and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So that's going to be tomorrow from 4:30 until 6:50. Tickets are $12. And as always, I provide a link to the trailer and a second link for the tickets. The Triangle Dance Studio, they're going to be featuring a whole bunch of dancing tomorrow from 6:30 until 9:30. It's called the Sunday Salsa Social, where you can dance salsa, bachata, cha-cha, kizomba, merengue, cumbia. If you don't know how to dance those dances, they'll teach you at 6:30, and then they will let you loose. You can dance all you want until 9:30. Admission is $9. $7 for active military and students with current ID, and free for young people age 16 and younger. That should be lots of fun. Carolina Theater has not closed yet. They're staying open late, even tomorrow night. They're at 309 West Morgan Street. Again, they'll be showing The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the Lord of the Rings. I think it's, what do you call it, the follow-up? It's not the original Lord of the Rings movie. It's like the follow-up movie. It's called The Fellowship of the Ring. Again, it's from 2001, starring Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen. So that will be from 7:20 until 10:20 tomorrow. Tickets are $12. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Now, got to check the weather because it's already in the 80s. It's crazy. And I was amazed. You already know about some kind of wildfires they're having in Canada. I've seen pictures of New York City. It looks like those old pictures from the 1960s, right before they realized we have to stop with we have to, be more conscious about clean air. We don't even use the word smog anymore, but I remember seeing pictures of Los Angeles, and they called it smog. I guess it's a combination of smoke and fog. I don't remember. It was years ago. But clean air was so important. The cities used to look, actually, when I was in Japan, I remember the air was quite dirty indeed. And I've seen pictures of Chinese skies, and they can be quite dirty too, depending on whether it's a factory city or not. But yeah, New York City and Chicago both look crazy. They remind me of the 60s. We're talking just dirty air. It's from the smoke, I guess, from those. I thought the fires were put out. Maybe not. I, this morning, saw pictures of Washington, D.C. How does the smoke get down to Washington, D.C.? I hope we don't suffer that, because it's really bad for people who have asthma and people who have compromised lungs, and very young people, very old people. It's a bad deal. So let's check the weather, and hopefully there's no smoke advisories for us. So let's see. It's 89 degrees. It's not even noon. It's 10:30 in the morning. It's 89 degrees right now. Wow. It's going up to 95. I wonder what it is in like Florida and Texas and whatnot. Oh, David's saying oh yeah, the ozone layer. Remember they're talking about a hole in the ozone layer over, I think, near Australia or New Zealand because of all the gases and whatnot. Yeah, they don't talk about ozone layers anymore. But I think I'm guessing what has happened since I was a kid, and since the 90s, of course I was not a kid in the 90s, the efforts to have cleaner gas. I remember when I was a kid, you had a choice of lead gas or lead-free gas. I remember the campaign to stop the lead gas, because that definitely added, I think that was the main culprit of the dirty air in the big cities, at least. Leaded gasoline. So lead-free gas, that did it for the most part. And I think, now also when I was a kid, you know what, when I was a kid in Chicago, the old schools burned coal. I know it sounds like I'm from like the 1700s now. I'm 70, but yeah, when I was a little kid, my friend across the street, her dad, his job was delivering coal to the schools. Come to think of it, that was his job. That's right. That was another big deal. Burning coal. Also, power plants, coal-fired. I used to work at Sargent and Lundy, and they used to design power plants, including coal and lignite-fired power plants. Of course, they also designed nuclear power plants that ended. Anyway, let me continue with the weather. We do have a heat advisory So it says these conditions are expected by 11 a.m. Saturday. Well, it's hot already. It's 89 degrees. So partly cloudy conditions. Cap Street is totally sun drenched right now. Expected around noon. Okay. Wind gusts are up to 14 miles per hour. Well, that'll keep the air moving, so that's good. So now it's 89. So it's going to hit 90 before 11 o'clock. And I wanted to run to the store real quick. I'm going to run to the store before it hits 100, 95, because I'm a little afraid sometimes to drive when it's super duper hot because my car is so old and there's no air conditioning in the car, and I just don't want it to overheat or anything. But so far it's been doing great. Anyway, it'll be 95 at 2 o'clock. And then it'll be cloudy. So actually when it's cloudy, it's not so bad, not having the sun just, beating down on you. But I still suggest wet towels around the neck or over, some people put a wet washcloth or hand towel on their head and then put the cap or hat on top. Recommend that. Like I said, wet towel around the neck. Of course, water bottles filled with water, cold water, ice water, I suggest, and that keeps it cold all day. And then I know some people take electrolytes if they're active and sweating to replenish the salt that you're losing. People with high blood pressure should probably not do that, or at least should take the low-income electrolytes. Some people drink Gatorade, and that other sports drink, can't think of the name of it, but that might be helpful. I try to drink, well, I do like sweet tea and grape juice, but also I try to drink more water as well. Highly recommend that. So, high today, 95. Let's check for tomorrow. Oh, by the way, 45% chance of thunderstorms today. Let me scroll ahead and see when that's going to happen. So at 8 o'clock, there's going to be a 15% chance of thunderstorms, and that chance continues through the 11 o'clock hour up to midnight. Okay, now tomorrow the high will be 91 with a 70% chance of thunderstorms. Now I can only go ahead 24 hours on this app, so let's see if there's any rain tomorrow morning. No. So if there's rain or thunderstorms tomorrow, it'll probably be in the afternoon or evening. Looking ahead all the way to next week, let's see, Monday 88, Tuesday 90, Wednesday 87, Thursday 82, Friday 82. And when it's 82, it'll probably feel nice and cool to us by then. And it looks like there's a really good chance of rain every single day next week. Wow. And then thunderstorms the following week. So, yeah, it's summer. There you go. So that is it for today's show. I do hope that you're able to stay cool. Be sure to, again, check out that how-to page. Learn about, get those tips on staying cool and on how to help people who have heat exhaustion and heat stroke learn the difference. And I hope you're able to have fun this weekend. And I'll see you, let's see, let me make sure that I'm live on Monday. Oh, yeah. I don't have anything scheduled next week. At least not at noon. So yeah, I will see you Monday at noon. Be sure to read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. Thanks for being here, Dave, and let's see, who else was here to see? Dave was here, William was here, and anyone watching the replay. I appreciate you. And Dave is saying, have a great weekend, buddy. Stay cool. Oot there. Fist bump in 3D. Woo. Thank you, Dave. And with that, oh, wait a minute. Let me put my outro in. There it is. You know what? When I check the weather, I don't even think I played my weather intro. It doesn't matter because I did it anyway. Stay cool. Have a great weekend. Check on your elders. Make sure they're okay. And I'll see you Monday at noon. Ciao for now.